Super.
Good afternoon. My name is Diana Ndulu, bringing for the latest updates across Kenya and around the world. We have a lot for you today this afternoon, and here are the top stories making the headlines. Kikuyu MP George Koibire as emergence sparked debate after Kikuyu proposing that Kikuyu language to be recognized for official use in the National Assembly of Kenya. Speaking recently, Koiburu suggested the members of parliament to be allowed to use Kikuyu for at least 2 hours every week during parliamentary sessions, arguing that local languages should be given more space in national discussions. The proposal has drawn mixed reaction, with some leaders supporting the promotion of indigenous languages, while the other question is practically in the country, Kenya. Critics may say the parliament should focus on unity by using widely understood languages, while supporters believe the move would help pursue culture, identity, and inclusivity of the government.
Yatupewe masaa mawili kwa kila kwa juma la wiki ndio tuweze kuongea lugha yetu ya Kikuyu, ndio watu wajue Wakikuyu wameakilishwa vizuri pale bungeni, na Wakikuyu ni watu ambao yafaa waheshimike katika Jamhuri la Kenya. Kwa hivyo sisi tunaomba serikali yetu taifa, hii mswada ya kuongea lugha ya mama, lugha ya Wakikuyu ni lugha ambayo iko na watu wengi, hata makabila wengine wanajua hii lugha ya Wakikuyu. Kwa hivyo sio vibaya kuongea lugha ya Wakikuyu hata tukiwa ndani ya bunge na hata tukiwa hapa nje tukiongea na wananchi.
New fountain of the expansion of standard gauge railway SGR from Narok to Uganda border may soon be available. This comes after William Ruto signed a new law last Friday. The laws allow the government to use up to 90% of the railway development levy to get more money for the railway project. The move is expected to help the complete of the long-delayed SGR extension to Western Kenya and the Ugandan border. This announcement comes just days before planned start of the construction for the next phase of the railway in Kisumu. The project is expected to improve transport and boost trade in the region. In Kajiado County are complaining about a drop of livestock businesses due to ongoing conflict in the Middle East involving the United States and Israel against Iran. The farmers who are still recovering from the long drought say the meat trade has slowed down after the export of meat to the Middle East was stopped. At Liblis market, there are now more animals being brought for sale, but very few farmer buyers, and this lead to big drop of livestock prices, causing losses to the farmers. And some say this has brought animals from Tanzania, hoping to sell them internationally, but now they are stuck. The farmers are now asking the government to restart the Kenya Meat Commission KMC livestock buying program to help reduce their losses.
Hakuna soko letu ni hii ambayo sisi tunakimbilia hapa, tunanunua ng'ombe Tanzania na tunauza hapa, lakini tunaona hii vita iliyotoka sasa hivi imeathiri sana. Lakini ombi langu mimi, naombea serikali wa nchi zote aende
The budget of State House have risen to 16.9 billion shillings for the 2026-2025 financial year, nearly double from the previous 8.6 billion shillings. This sharp increase has attracted criticism from leaders and the public. Speaking in Kabirua, Murang'a County, Kiaru MP Ndindi Nyoro said the government should not focus on high and unnecessary spending while basic needs of citizens are being ignored. He urged the government to direct national resources towards development and essential public services, emphasizes accountability and proper use of taxpayers' money.
We cannot have one office being allocated 17 billion Kenya shillings. They were naitisha in the next financial year. 20 billion shillings. Office moja. That is money enough to confirm all our JSS interns, all the 44,000, into permanent and
Kenyan citizens are no longer be recruited into military forces fighting in Russia. This follows a diplomatic meeting held today in Moscow between Kenya's Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The agreement aims to stop the involvement of Kenyans into the ongoing conflicts. However, the Russian government has stated it will not cover the cost of the returning Kenyans who are currently staying in the country. This makes the affected individual may have and find their own way back home as the discussion continues between the two governments.
Vita vya nchi hiyo na Ukraine.
We have now agreed that Kenyans shall not be enlisted through the Department of Defense or Ministry of Defense here. They'll no longer be eligible for enlisting in the special operations, and we want to appreciate that.
All Kenyans, as well as many citizens of other states who signed contracts in order to participate in the special military operation. They did it on a voluntary contract and they may do whatever they want. What is more, when the contract is effective, a Kenyan citizen or any other citizen, they can terminate.
And scare the people, the traders and the members of the public before stealing of 8,000 shillings. The two robbers who were armed of the AK-47 refused the riding motorcycle without a number plate, escaped shortly after the incident. It is believed they crossed the neighboring Ugandan unofficial rules after the citizens of the local leaders have been blamed of the security officers for the failing of the protect of them and calling transfer the police officers of Isikulu and Batini Korinda camps to sign of the security of the area have greater worse in the recent days.
Today time, since I'm 40, almost 50 years, it's the first thing to happen. So ilipata watu wetu weko unaware, they are scared. So ilituacha tunabutua.
So imekuwa mida ya saa 7 tukasikia risasi ikipigwa. Tulipokuwa tunajieleza ni nini, nikaona huyu msichana Anet akitoka kwa M-Pesa akiwa ameshika.
Corruption yenye hapa, atukitaka kupata kitu, ati lazima utoe pesa. Lazima utoe pesa ndio usaidiwe. Alafu pia security light pia hata ikifika usiku. Wamama pengine wakitaka kuuza mboga wanasumbuliwa na giza sana. So tunaomba serikali mjue kitu yenye mnafanya mundika na mtengeneze area zetu zikuwe salama.
Immigration Secretary Belio Kimsaga said the travel documents in Kenya are only issued in Kenyan citizens. He explained that passport is given only after an application provides a valid national ID and a birth certificate issued in the country. Kimsang speaking during a parliamentary committee after the concerns were raised about the claims that of the foreigners, including fighters linked in the Rapid Support Forces from Sudan, may have received Kenyan's passport legally, and he assured the committee the strict procedures are followed to prevent such cases.
be registering foreigners.
His Excellency President targeted vetting of Kenyans on issuance of IDs because we were having more than one standard of dealing with who is Kenyan, and this exercise is now dealt with by our national government administration officers at the local level, that is the chiefs, the assistant chiefs, on issuance of some of these documents to non-Kenyans. I would want to assure everybody that we only issue these documents to Kenyans, mainly our IDs and birth certificates, and you cannot get any other documents unless you have the IDs and the birth certificates.
Those were today's top stories here in Top Prime Media 1 PM News, and my name is Diana Ndulu. Thank you for staying with us. Keep following us for the latest updates across Kenya and around the world. Wishing you a wonderful afternoon.